Hello there, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping by for this live video. My name is Amista, and we're going to do 5 minutes of Reiki, followed by then about 55 minutes of mentoring, help with affirmations, help with manifestation, and also, that's better, at least I'm kind of looking at you guys more. And also just tarot readings for any questions that you may have. So we are going to start with the Reiki first. And so for the Reiki, I am setting the intention for whatever is for your highest and best good, whatever that might happen to be for each of you as individuals. And we'll do that for 5 minutes before we switch over to the other. And so, yeah, for those of you who don't know what Reiki is good for, it's great for improving relationships, financial situations, medical health issues, mental health issues, all of that good stuff. So let's just get it started. Thank you for the thumbs up, whoever already did that. I appreciate that. So let's see, what time is it as we're starting Reiki? 39 after the hour. That means at 44 after the hour, we will be finishing the Reiki up. Diane, how are you doing today, my dear? Angela Lukes, hello, hello, welcome. How are you? I'm glad to hear that you are okay. I'm doing better than I have been. I was immersed in watching everything going on over in Ukraine on YouTube, and I was having a hard time. And I finally had to say, no, you cannot get lost in that now. Glad you're doing dandy. So I'm doing better now that I've kind of restricted myself on the obsessive stuff. Still a just terrible situation, though. Patricia T, welcome, welcome. Glad to see you, my dear. Shakoya, hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're here. Starting to get a full house. Starting to get a full house. 4 more minutes of Reiki, by the way. Doing dandy, just like candy. Patricia T, Shakoya, how are you guys? Three more minutes on the Reiki. I'm glad to hear that you're great. I'm fantastic. Alive and breathing. That means the day is full of all kinds of wonderful opportunities. Aw, you're quite welcome, Patricia. Thank you for the kind words. There's Miss Shannon. She made it in. And I am happy to be here. Very, very happy to be here. How are you doing today, my dear? We have how many more minutes? 2 more minutes of Reiki left. You're hilarious. Were you having a rough day? Well, we're going to see what we can do collectively to raise all of our energy here. Hopefully when you walk away, you'll feel better. I know, I had to pull myself out of the pit to get on here. Every once in a while, even the mystic falls in the pit. One more minute of Reiki. All right, let's wrap the Reiki up. Okay, ladies. So far, it's all ladies in the room. Put in the chat whatever you would like from me, whether it's message from spirit. If you have a question, type your question in the chat. If you need help with an affirmation, type the word affirmation, and then tell me what you want help putting an affirmation together for. And I'm just going to start. I'll make a list of the first 5 that show up, and then after that, we'll see. We'll see from there. Angela Luke's message from spirit. Angela will be first. La da 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 da. Patricia T. With a question. You'll be next. You'll be second. After Angela, Chakoya wants a message from spirit. Ba-da-da-da. Shannon, message from spirit. All right, and Diane. Message from spirit. I don't know why, but that name, Diane, every time I read it in the chat, makes me go straight to that old song, Roxanne. It's not even the same name, but it just puts my brain on that melody. Isn't that crazy? Okay, what cards are we using right now? Here we go. Okay, so today, ladies and gentlemen, what we're using today, or I guess I should just say ladies, what we're using is the Light Seers Tarot. I feel like I'm getting ready to deal poker clearing these cards. Have any of you ladies ever played a card game called Pepper? Like red pepper, black pepper, just only it's only called Pepper? all got awful quiet on me. Okay, Angela Luke's is up first with a message from Spirit. Thank you guys for a thumbs up on this video, especially if you find it helpful for yourself. Thank you also for sharing this video with others so it may be helpful for them as well. We've got 50 minutes before I leave. I'm sure I'm going to have plenty of time to get to all 5 of you, so you can share right on away. Aishaka Swana. Hello, hello. Welcome. Glad you made it in today, honey bunny. How are you? Angela Luke's message from Spirit. Oh, that's how you're doing, huh? Okay. All right, let's start with Angela. Aishaka, I've got you down. You are 6th in line here. You guys, if you'll feel like you need to budge to the front, you know how to do that. But I think I should probably be able to get to all 6 of you. All right, so Angela, Hierophant showing up in reverse, covered by 6 of Wands on reverse. This is really interesting, and this is the situation that your spirit wants to talk to you about. So here's the thing. You have a situation, it's some type of long-term contract or commitment that you're thinking, I don't know if I want to be in this or not. You may or may not have already agreed to this contract or commitment. Not sure if you have or not. But it looks to me like you don't necessarily want to be in it because you feel like it's doomed to fail. All right. Glad you're doing okay. I'm doing great. I'm alive. I'm breathing. That means there's infinite opportunities in front of me for the day. How could I be less than great? All right, here's your advice, Miss Angela. Hanged Man. Followed by 2 of Wands. Followed by Queen of Wands in reverse. So here's the thing. You may want out of this contract or agreement. It's a good thing to just take some time, think about this situation, look at it from different perspectives, and kind of figure out, okay, if I don't want this, what do I really want? Okay, so you want to take some time to really think that over with that Hanged Man. All right, maybe even meditate on it. A lot of times Hanged Man can be about meditation as well. Doing that is going to allow you to have choices. Just taking your time to kick this around a little bit allows you to have some choices about how you actually want to handle this. Where if you don't take that time, if you don't really think it over and look at it really good, you don't get those choices. They're probably there, but they're not showing up for you because you haven't tapped into them. Okay? So I want you to take some time, tap into these choices here, and then when we have the Queen of Wands showing up in reverse, you're going to know. You're going to know which way you don't want to go for sure. You'll probably know more strongly which way you don't want to go than you do which way you do want to go. But you're going to find yourself being kind of warned about one direction or the other if you take that time to really think this over. So no reflex reactions. Think things over really good so that you have a good objective perspective on it before you make any decisions. Okay, so that's from Miss Angela. I hope that makes sense for you. I have no idea what I'm talking about there, but hopefully you will. And if you don't yet, I'm sure you will soon. All right, so that was Ms. Angela. Next up is Patricia. After that will be Chakoya, then Shannon, then Diane, then Aishaka. Marianne, hello, hello, welcome. How are you today, my dear? Patricia T. I'm still going to be here for 45 more minutes. Patricia T. had a question. She is talking to A. I am not going to be my smart-ass self for that. She is talking to A. He seems to be a nice person. This might turn into more than friends. What would happen if Patricia and A were linked together romantically as a couple? Thank you for that, Patricia. I don't know. I don't know, Miss Angela. Contract or commitment that you're realizing you do not want a part of. Could be with a man, could be with a rental property, could be a lot of things. Ba-da-da-da. You'll know. You'll know soon. Okay, Patricia. Question about A. What would it be like? What would happen if Patricia and A got together as a romantic couple? How would that turn out? La da da, Miriam, that is way too general for this chat. If you want to make that question more specific, I'll be happy to look at a more specific version of that if I have time. Okay. So, Patricia, what would happen? What would happen? What would happen? Ooh, ouch. Well, let's just show you the cards. So we start off with the King of Cups, so that's very nice. Seven of Pentacles, not so nice. Ace of Pentacles, we'll see. Justice, not so nice. And the Fool, in reverse. Kind of neutral. All right, so here's the thing. I think if you and A would get together, A actually loves you, okay? Like, he has feelings for you. I'm not sure if he does now, but if you guys would get together, he would. And that would probably be why you would get together, would be because he's feeling some kind of way about you, okay? So he's got some feelings going on. Now, Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This is not the type of relationship that you guys actually can benefit from. With that Seven of Pentacles in reverse, this is like there's not really benefits coming out of this relationship. This is my payday card in reverse. So this talks about pay and benefits for me. So when we're looking in a relationship context, this is saying that you guys are not very compatible in as far as being able to encourage and lift each other up in the different things that we face during life. With the Ace of Pentacles, it looks like you guys are trying to give this thing a chance anyway. You're trying to figure out how you can make things work out. But with the Justice card, that's the end. That's like my divorce card whenever we're looking at a context like this. So I don't think you guys are actually going to be getting married. But as far as if you come into a romantic type of relationship, I think that it's going to be ending, I would say, within 4 or 5 months of the beginning of it. And I think the writing's going to be on the wall almost right from the start. I mean, it's really nice. He really does have feelings for you. But you guys, your compatibility issues, wow, they're kind of off the charts in the wrong way, basically. And then the last thing with the Fool card coming up in reverse, I think that you end up continuing on in your search for that ideal romantic partner for you after this. That's what I would say. Laura, hello, hello. By when, Miss Laura? By when? Okay, that's for Patricia. Ba-da-da-da-da. How will the new job go? All right. And then, Laura, give me a time frame, honey bunny. Okay, so that was Patricia. Next up, we're going to look at a message from Spirit for Shakoya. After that, we have a message from Spirit for Shannon. After that, we have a message from Spirit for Diane. After that, Ishaka has a question. After that, Miriam has a question. That's who's in line so far. And I'm still going to be here 40 more minutes. Alrighty. Shakoya, message from Spirit. Shakoya, please let me know if you are in the room, my dear. Shakoya Wilkins. By the way, guys, let's not forget about piggyback messages. Sometimes Spirit will give you a message even though I'm reading for somebody else. So if you notice that it's resonating really well for you, then you want to take that information and make good productive use of it in your life as well. If, however, it is not resonating for you, please don't squish it, squeeze it, stomp on it, try to wash it, stretch it, or run over it to make it fit your situation. Just recognize that it's not yours and allow the people that need to hear it, please. And thank you. Alrighty, so here we go. Shakoya is here. Laura, you never gave me a time frame, honey bunny. Will you find a life partner by when? Okay, Shakoya, message from Spirit. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. Okay, honey bunny, we've got Temperance showing up first. He's kind of cute, huh? Only I think he dyes his hair. That's kind of weird in a guy, I think. That's just my personal opinion. Two of Cups showing up in reverse. Okay, thank you, Miss Laura. Life partner this year. Are we looking for the romantic version of a life partner? Let's see. Okay, back to Shakoya here. Temperance covered by the Two of Cups in reverse. This is interesting because Temperance talks about balance. Talks about non-drama. Talks about peacefulness. Talks about harmony. Harmony is the best way to say that. So it's interesting that it's being covered by the Two of Cups in reverse because it looks to me like you've got some kind of situation where there's actually some harmony going on, but you're not really feeling attracted to that situation. I don't know if this is romantically or something else. You know, maybe you're an adrenaline junkie and you need the drama. Maybe it's too peaceful at work and you're just like, wait a second, this isn't exciting. So there's something coming up that there's a lot of temperance here. There's moderation, there's harmony, there's really everything being in balance, but you're not really drawn to that. Okay? There's no chemistry there for you with that situation. I thought so, Laura. I'm going to reword that when we get to you, by the way. Let's see. You probably saw that writing on the wall, didn't you? Could be romantically. That's a bummer. I can only say that's a bummer because I'm the same way. Like if it's not an interesting relationship, I get really bored. If it's peaceful and calm and there's just harmony, I get really bored. I'm looking for that excitement, and that excitement usually is not healthy. Hello there, Jay Lynn. Welcome. Check out my description box if you haven't already so you know what's going on here. And then feel free to let me know what you would like help with in the chat, my dear. Okay, so Shakoya advice here. 5 of Cups showing up in reverse. 6 of Swords. That 5 of Cups is interesting there. And the Page of Cups in reverse. Okay. This advice makes me wonder if it's not you that doesn't have the chemistry. Maybe it's both of you, or maybe it's the other person isn't feeling the chemistry. It's a harmonious relationship. Five of Cups in reverse talks about forgiving, letting go of old hurts or wounds. Oh, no. This is about you not feeling attracted to something that's harmonious and balanced. This is basically about the idea of holding on to old hurts or wounds that has you in a mindset of being that adrenaline junkie as far as in relationships, like I was telling you, like I am. This advice might be a piggyback for me. Go figure. Let's see. So, Five of Cups in reverse, let go of those old hurts, injuries. Forgive, let water be under the bridge, and don't keep thinking about it or keep bringing it up. Just let it go. Just like the song says, let it go. All right. Now, with the Six of Swords showing up right after that, that is saying move away from those things that are dramatic into those things that are calm and peaceful. So you really want to lean into this harmonious thing. You really want to center yourself there. You want to ground yourself there in this harmonious thing, because this is really a good thing for you. Okay. And then the last card that comes up with this Page of Cups showing up in reverse, I think that if this hasn't happened already, I think the other person is going to end up letting you know how important you are to them. And it feels like, it's a really good thing. It doesn't feel like this person is moving super quick or super fast on this, which to me feels really like a healthy thing. So I don't want you to get impatient and stomp your feet on it. Okay. But you want to let go of any hurts or things from the past and from other relationships. You want to, just drop that baggage off over the rail on the bridge and just be done with it. Let it float down the creek. Let it be gone. Let it be gone. And start moving yourself. This is some spiritual work that you're being called to do. Start moving yourself into that place where you can really appreciate the drama and the harmoniousness. Okay? So that's for you, Miss Shakoya. Part of the reason movement is slow is because you still have some old stuff you've got to deal with. You've got some shadow work to work through. Because right now you're drawing that back and forth. So you got to do your shadow work so that you can draw in that steady progress forward. Okay? You're welcome, honey bunny. What is going on with my phone? Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so that was Shakoya. Next up is Shannon with a message from Spirit, then Diane, message from Spirit, then Ishaka with a question, then Mariam with a question, then Laura Uribe with a question. And I'm still going to be here 32 more minutes. I think I might go on TikTok after this later. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Shannon, message from Spirit. Shannon, are you still in the room, my dear? It's a little bit of a list. You haven't put anything in the chat that you want help with, Jalen. You want help with something? You're here now. There's Miss Shannon. Okay, here we go. Message from Spirit for Miss Shannon. What do we have? What do we have? Oh, this is fantastic. Ooh, you got two majors in your situation. I love it. They're good ones, too. Good ones, too. Not so sure about your advice, but I like your situation. Okay, so Miss Shannon, you got the High Priestess. Covered by the Magician. Okay, so what does this tell me about your situation? This says that basically you are really tapping in and you're doing a lot of work to make sure that you do tap in. So this is putting in the energy and the effort to elevate your spiritual skills. All right. Now, let's look at the advice here. What is happening with our advice? I think your advice is more of a heads up. I don't see this as something that you would actually do as advice for this. Oh, or maybe it is. All right, well, let's walk through it and let's see what it is. So we start off with Justice in reverse, covered by a King of Cups in reverse, covered by a Knight of Swords in reverse. So your situation was all right side up, but we've got some reversals here that are making me work for my money. She works hard for the money. All right, so Justice in reverse, what do we have here? I'm going to tell you what I think this is basically saying. This is saying, be careful about who you talk to about your spiritual ascension that's happening right now. Okay? Because you have people around you who would judge you unfairly and who would resent the idea that you're actually making some type of ascension. And with that Knight of Swords in reverse, they would really talk badly about this. Now, here's what's interesting for me. A Knight of Swords in reverse is somebody who is running their mouth off when they shouldn't be, okay? And the reason they shouldn't be is because they don't have all the information. They're just blabbing based on initial impressions and not really understanding the situation. That's my Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay, so they think they're saying things that are right and that are good. I mean, they have great intentions, but they say some really mean and cutting things. And then later on, when they find out the whole deal, they feel bad about it because they shouldn't have said them to start with. It's a rash decision. It's a rash way of acting. It's a rash way of speaking when that Knight of Swords comes up in reverse. It's a rash decision made there. And it's made because this person is, this could be indicating one person, but it also could be indicating multiple people around you just as easily, especially with me having two different court cards show up there. But I do think that these rash words that come out of somebody's mouth, if you share about your ascension, which your ascension is a very good thing, shows up on the table as being very good, people are not going to understand, not going to be happy about it. They're gonna think you're cray-cray, actually. And so this is not something that, and they're going to make some judgments against you that really are not fair. So this is not something that you want to share with everybody. You want to be careful about who all you're sharing this with. And it's interesting that this comes out like this because I was just watching an astrologer earlier today, and she was talking about the markings in astrology for somebody who has strong psychic abilities. And she said that what got her interested in that was that her family, she was very psychic, but she was like trying to push it away. Her family also, a lot of the family members were very psychic, but they also had mental health issues. And so she wanted to find in astrology what's the difference between mental health issues and the difference between how indicators for psychic ability comes up. And she couldn't find any difference. Okay, so I think that's really fascinating. The difference is that one is in the lower vibration of the energies and one is in a higher vibration of the energies. So it's not really surprising that people around us, when we start to exhibit psychic behaviors, think that, we're lunatics, that we have gone crazy. So, yeah, so you just want to be careful about who you share this with. You definitely want to enjoy the experience, but you don't want to just share it with anybody. Not everybody is on board with this or okay or ready to hear this yet. Okay, more and more of us are ascending, but not everybody is at the same level that we are in this room. Story of your life, eh? All right, let's see. La da da da, that was Shannon. Let's see, Jalen didn't put anything in yet, still. You don't have some kind of manifestation you need help with an affirmation on, Jalen? No questions? You don't want a message from Spirit? Nothing? You're Quite welcome, quite welcome. Took me a minute to sort it all out, didn't it? All right, Diane. Message from Spirit for Diane. Still going to be here 25 more minutes, y'all. After Diane is Aishaka, then Marianne, then Laura. La, da, 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 da. Also, a nice affirmation for you, I think, to know that you're ascending. How much are you working with your cards since we did the class the other day? Okay, Diane, I hope you're still in the room. Here we go, honey bunny. Awesome. I'm really glad to hear that. That means your confidence is building, right? You learn a lot working with the cards. Okay, awesome. Glad you're here, Diane. Here's your situation. Queen of Swords. What sign do you happen to be, my dear? Covered by the Ace of Pentacles. La, da, da, da. So Queen of Swords could mean that you have strong air in your chart. That's funny. Okay, so Queen of Swords could mean that you have strong air in your chart. It doesn't necessarily have to be your sun sign. Often the rising sign will show up, or if you have a stellium in a sign, a lot of times that sign will show up. And then sometimes you just have oddballs like me. Like I have 0 fire in my chart, unless you look at sidereal, and I show up as a Queen of Wands quite regularly lately. So it doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot, except it does mean that you're acting in a very logical way whenever we look at your situation. Gemini with a Libra rising, so you've got air pretty strong in your chart. That would explain the Queen of Swords, and that would also explain some of your traits, a lot of your traits. So what we have here showing up is this idea of being very logical. For me, this is my businesswoman who can put on her thinking cap and can strategize, make goals, and follow through with them. If you're not a businesswoman, then this would talk about running the house. Sometimes running a household is being like a businesswoman as well, because you've got a lot of things to take care of in the house. So this is really having your thinking cap on, looking at everything logically. The other thing about the Queen of Swords that pops out to me is that she is somebody who has usually been through some turbulent times in her life. Let's say it that way. And because of having been through those turbulent times, our Queens of Swords usually can sniff bullshit about 10 miles away, and they're not going to let it come that close to them. Okay? So this talks to me about the idea that you are being very, very logical about something, strategic about something even. And that thing that you're being very logical and strategic about is that you have a gift to give somebody, and you are going to be giving them this gift. But with this Queen of Swords, I would say that there are certain expectations that you have about how this gift is utilized and what happens with this opportunity. So this is not just a gift and, the person can do whatever they want to do with it. This is a gift that you're giving to this person with very particular intentions laid out. And I think you're very good at communicating what you expect this person to do with this gift. Okay. So this could be like, let's say that you really want to help somebody with their schooling and they're having a hard time. Maybe you actually gift them the money to buy the books for their classes or something like that. So it's I think that this gift is strategic. It's for a very specific reason that you're giving to this person. Okay. Now, hello there, sunflower. Let me just write you down while I'm thinking about that. All right, so let's look at your advice here, Diane. Advice here is the Strength card, Death and Rebirth card, and the Nine of Wands card. So I kind of want to walk through this and see exactly what this is saying. Ba-da-da-da. It looks to me like whatever this gift is, you're trying to give this in order to help somebody stay on their path and not fall off of it. Okay, so with the strength card, this talks about that this gift actually does strengthen the other person's position. All right, so we like that. Death in reverse. To me, a death in rebirth, in reverse. This to me is a card that talks about not changing, of staying the same. Sometimes it could be considered stagnation. However, in this case, I feel like you're trying to keep somebody on course. So let's go with our college analogy again. So let's say that somebody is going to school and they're realizing they don't have enough money to cover everything. And so this would be, you giving them some type of gift to help with tuition or with the books or whatever to help them stay in school, because they could be doing very well in school, especially with that strength card, but they may be thinking, oh man, I can't keep going forward with this. I just don't have the resources or whatever. Okay. So this gift is to help them to continue moving forward with whatever that goal is that they are thinking, man, maybe I won't be able to complete it. You're trying to help them complete this goal. And then with the Nine of Wands, this says that basically this helps strengthen that person's position. Nine of Wands is my tired soldier. Like they've really been putting in energy and effort, but they're getting tired. They're getting worn out. To me, this is whatever you're giving this person is helping to really supplement their position. And it makes a difference. It makes a difference in how they're looking at things and whether they feel like they can continue on or not. Okay, so I think your message here is that this gift that you're being very strategic about is actually going to make a difference. And guys, sometimes these messages are happening ahead of time so that you know what to do when you come into that situation. So, if you don't recognize it yet, just hang on for about 24 hours and see what happens. 24 to 48, but probably 24 for most of you. You're quite welcome, quite welcome. Okay, so my next person is Aishaka with a question. I'm going to have to scroll back and find that question here in a second. Mary Aim with a question, then Laura Uribe with a question, then Sunflower with a message from Spirit, and I'm going to be here for 18 more minutes. Okay, so awesome. I'm glad you're here. Let me scroll up and find what your question was. I think it was about a guy. Was it about a guy? Where's the little eye looking at me? Ariane's current feelings in relation to me. Okay. What are Ariane's current feelings in relation to Aishaka? I'm going to look at this for you, but here's what I'm going to tell you. Feelings are incredibly fluid. What I'm seeing on the board is how he feels this moment. 20 minutes from now, that can all change. One text message from now, that can all change, whether it's from you or somebody else. So this is very fluid. And I guess what I'm trying to say is I probably wouldn't make any plans based on somebody's feelings in any given moment. But I can definitely check them for you. What are Ariane's feelings at the current moment for Aishaka? I will tell you straight up, I already think that he's kind of confused in his feelings for you because I have cards trying to fall out but not quite making it, which tells me there's a lot going on in his mind about you. Yeah, we've got that confusion happening here. All right. Seven of Pentacles, followed by the Knight of Pentacles, which actually I like both of those, and the Two of Wands in reverse. And now that I'm thinking about it, I might like this one too. We're going to walk through and see. So Seven of Pentacles just means that he feels like you guys would be able to really encourage and uplift each other and be mutually beneficial to each other. Okay. So I like seeing this. It's a very pragmatic, practical type of thing, but I like seeing this whenever I'm looking at a reader. or at a relationship, I mean, in somebody's view of it. They're seeing practical reasons why this could work, okay? This isn't your very romantic type of card, but this is, I can see how this could work type of card. It's almost like where a romantic card a lot of times will come up more at the beginning of the relation because that's kind of how things started. Then later on, we'll get into the more practical things of, would this really work? This is more of, for me, this is more of that practical stage of he's seeing how things could really work between the two of you. Knight of Pentacles showing up. He wants to take things slow. He wants to be sure. He wants to be careful. He wants to make sure he's ready, but he also wants to make sure you're ready. So he's not going to be rushing anything. If you want this dude to rush in and sweep you off your feet, that ain't going to happen. Give it up. Okay? But he is going to handle things in a very healthy, pragmatic type of way. Okay? Now, Two of Wands. At first, I was thinking I don't really like this card showing up. But actually, it's not so bad. Two of Wands right side up talks about, I have choices. They're all good choices. There's not a bad one to choose from. So basically, this tells me, there are other people who are also interested in him. But when you flip this card over, this says, you know what, I've figured out what I'm going to focus on. I know what I'm going to focus on. Okay? So I think that right now he's feeling like he really wants to focus on you. He's seeing how the two of you could work as a couple, but he's going to take things slow. He wants to be sure, which tells me he hasn't totally made his mind up yet, but he is willing to really focus on this to find out is where he is. Okay. Michael Brotzman, hello, hello, welcome. Glad you're in the room tonight, my dear. How are you? And do you want any help with anything? If you do, stick it in the chat. Let's see. Miriam is up next with a question. Then after that, we've got Laura Uribe with another question. Then Sunflower with a message from Spirit. And I'm going to be here 13 more minutes yet. If you guys start feeling like you need to butt to the front of the line, if your thing is really important, you can see how to make that happen in the description box below this video. Otherwise, if you feel like you need a question answered and it's really important and I don't get it tonight, you can always look at my website, which is also in the description box below, and that will tell you how you can order a private reading with me. I do have 1 and 2 question readings available as well as live readings. And by the way, if you think I kick ass here in the videos, you should totally get a private with me. I will knock your socks off. I'm not cocky or anything. I'm just saying. So Miriam wants to know, how will her new job go that she's going to be reporting for in about 20 days? Miriam, are you still in the room, my dear? I hope you are. I am well. Well, I'm glad you stopped by to say hi. We're just having fun in the room today. Having fun in the room today. Thank you, Miss Shannon. Alrighty. Miriam. How will the new job go? Okay, here's your cards. 4 of Cups in reverse. 7 of Wands, also in reverse. The Magician. We like that one, can you tell? 10 of Cups in reverse. Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, well, let's take a peek. I think with our 4 of Cups in reverse, Miss Miriam, what we're seeing here is that looking for a new job has been kind of disappointing. It's been a struggle. Maybe it's taken longer than you expected it to, or longer than you wanted it to. Peace, Mr. Michael. All right, and with the next card, well, let me not move on just yet. But with the 4 of Cups, I think that you have taken this as a good opportunity, and you're focusing on this opportunity rather than the jobs that you wanted that you didn't get. you're looking at this as, well, I've gotten this, so this is a good opportunity. I'm going to make good use of it. Okay? Good attitude. We like the attitude. That's always helpful. Seven of Wands in reverse. I think that this means that you're learning new things and you're kind of having to come out of your comfort zone a little bit as you're learning new things on this job. And I'm sorry, I'm already talking present tense, even though you're not doing that right now. I will tell you guys, when I start looking at cards, I start looking at them as present. I kind of lose track of time. So if we're asking about something in the future and I'm talking about like it's right now, then just know that that's just me getting lost in the cards, and it's really not present tense till later. All right, but anyway, I do think you're going to be coming out of your comfort zone to learn new things around this job or around this company or how things work. It doesn't feel like a bad thing to me. As a matter of fact, I will say I also get the impression that you're going to make some really good friends here as well. So you may be going through some type of orientation class with a group of other people where you're all kind of being pushed out of your comfort zone and you're making good friends. If you're not making good friends in that way, then people who are teaching you or people who are around you while you're learning all this new stuff, you are going to find some friends at the same time. Okay, so Magician showing up in the middle of the spread. I think you're going to kick ass at this job. You're going to be really good at it. And in fact, I think I get the feeling that you're going to impress a lot of people. And I think that you may end up doing what they would normally consider like about 4 different people's jobs. I think you're going to end up doing those as just your job. Okay. And I don't feel like there's a lot of stress here. I feel like you're just that good, man. I hope Miriam comes back and watches this later because I don't see her saying she's here in the chat right now. Let's see. So next we have our 10 of Cups in reverse and our Queen of Cups in reverse. Now, here's the thing. I think that you are really good at your job, like I said. And with the 10 of Cups in reverse, this tells me that you actually enjoy this job. There's something about this job that is very happiness making. It makes you feel fulfilled. And I think that it makes you feel fulfilled enough that you want to step up to the next level with this. So you may be going for a promotion, or you may be deciding, you know what, I want to start my own thing on the side and just do this like crazy all the time, not just for somebody else, but also for me. So there's some type of upgrade that we're seeing here around this job that you're making happen. You're manifesting that, especially with that Magician right in front of that. Whatever this upgrade is, you're making it happen. Now, okay, we have our Queen of Cups showing up in reverse. With the Queen of Cups in reverse, this is telling me I think what happens is once you get your upgrade in whatever this situation is, whether you're doing your own thing on the side or whether you're actually getting a promotion for this company or you're taking a job somewhere else that is the next level of this, whatever is going on here with this upgrade, I think after that, we see you coming in and really kind of having a cow about how things have been run there before and how things are being run. So I see you coming in and seeing that I feel like there's a lot of corruption in the department is what's coming up to me. And I think that you are going to really just kind of lose your stuff over it. And I think that after you're done having this really explosive emotional reaction to this, I think you're going to set about really changing how things are run there. So it's interesting. I do see you moving up pretty quickly. I think you're going to have that promotion actually within 3 to 4 months, if not even sooner. Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's really fast for a promotion, but that's what I'm getting. And I think that once you get promoted where you thought this was where you wanted to be, you're going to realize there are some things seriously wrong, and you're going to start fixing them. You're going to be very active. And I think that's also going to bring you a lot of fulfillment too, that you're able to fix those things. All right, so that was Miriam. She better come back and re-listen to that. Laura Uribe is up next with a question. After that, we've got Sunflower. I'm going to be here for 5 more minutes. Not sure if I'm really going to have time to get to tonight, Sunflower. You may want to try and catch me live, or you may want to do like a 1-question reading and just ask for a message from Spirit if you really want to hear something quick, because I don't know when I'm going to be live here again. La, da, 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 da. Laura Uribe. Will Laura Uribe find an appropriate romantic partner, an appropriate long-term romantic partner by the end of this year? La da 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 da, la da da da. I would say no. I would say no. That's the short answer. Okay, Miss Laura, we start off with the Page of Cups in reverse. Go into the King of Cups in reverse. Go into the Justice card in reverse. Go into the Hermit right side up. Ending with the Devil card, yippee yay. Okay. So Laura, I hope you're in the room too. Da, 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 da. Page of Cups in reverse, I think you're going to be reaching out to somebody that you're interested in. I think you're going to, do the proverbial handkerchief drop, let them know that, you would be open to talking more if they are. That type of thing. King of Cups showing up in reverse. I think you're going to end up dealing with somebody who is pretty emotionally detached, and it's going to be pretty hard to tell how they actually feel about you. With the Justice card in reverse, this kind of tells me that this relationship may cycle back and forth before really anything actually happens. And then with that Hermit card coming up, I got to tell you, this is like my most beautiful Hermit card I have out of all my decks. And to me, it really represents Hermit in a relationship situation. This says basically that you're not really with somebody when the Hermit card comes up. You're actually doing some healing and some self-work and, coming more into your own happy space, taking the time to understand who you are and what makes you happy, and coming more into your own happy space with the Hermit card. Also with the Hermit card, I will tell you, not only is it a card of healing, but it also talks about the idea of, you know what, I'm kind of okay on my own. In fact, maybe I'm better off on my own, is where we see you coming up towards, I would say, end of October into November. Okay? Exactly. And then with this Devil card showing up at the end of the year, I'm not liking this very much at all. This really talks to me about some type of toxicity. This can be that you end up interacting with somebody who has some type of addiction issue, or they have an obsession issue. They may have a mental health issue that is a little bit bigger than it's easy to deal with. Well, I shouldn't say easy because none of those are easy, but this can be a really rough mental health issue. This can also be just a toxic relationship in general. Here you kind of see the Devil having puppet strings on this person that's sort of in the front of the card, that's more in the gray and the black of the picture. So this can be a situation where somebody can be really, really controlling. So there's a lot of things that can go on here. The fact that I am going through all these different things as I talk about this card for you, Laura, tells me that I'm not having one thing hit me as a strong impression to really talk about. So that tells me that you're probably dealing with somebody who has some of these issues overlapping with each other, many of these issues overlapping with each other. So, unless this is a patient and you're a psychologist and we're not talking about romantic interest at all, then you probably want to let this person move on to the next person that they see. This is not the type of relationship that helps us to grow or ascend at all. This is the type of relationship that really just drags us down and puts us through the mud. Okay, so try to avoid that. Do some self-work with that Hermit. Start expecting that there's a lot of great people out in the world, and some of them are interested in you. Okay. All right, guys. So I have been here for 1 hour tonight. I'm going to go ahead and take off. Thank you guys very much for stopping and spending some of your precious time with me. Thank you also for all the thumbs ups and for sharing this video with others. And of course, thank you to those of you ordering private sessions and private readings with me. You guys are all wonderful and a wonderful part of why I get to do what I love. So thank you very much. Everyone have a fantastic evening. Peace out, guys.